We have created this video to help you prepare for your online exam. You will need to watch it to be fully prepared. In this presentation, we will cover getting you set up technically, which includes looking at your video connection and your access to the assessment platform on Snap. Getting you prepared, which includes a look at how you do the assessment work on the Snap platform. Informing you of how it will work on the day and what to expect. And finally, we will take a look at the rules of online exam invigilation. So getting set up. The online assessment works by monitoring your on-screen and through a video call using your mobile phone. On screen, you log into Snap. We will follow your mouse and keyboard movements. We will also monitor you through a video call using your mobile phone. To make sure this runs smoothly on the day, we will run a test with you beforehand. Make sure you have registered for one of these. We will send a conference call link to your mobile phone. On the technical trial and on the morning of the assessment, you will need to click on this link to dial into a video call. If you have a Google account, you should be able to dial straight in. Your phone may ask you to download. It's important that we get the position of the phone correct. We will ask you to put your phone to the left or right of your desk area and prop it up against something. Our aim is to see a profile of you at the desk with full sight of your keyboard and hands. We also want to see part of your face and part of the screen. Position it away from a light source, not facing a window. Put the phone on landscape and make sure we can see your keyboard, part of your screen and your face. The diagram below helps to illustrate how the phone should be positioned. A phone should always be between a light source and yourself. The phone should never be on your left, for example, and the window on your right. The phone should always be pointing away from the light. This gives us a better picture of yourself. Ideally, the phone should also be on landscape. You may need to look into the settings of your phone to allow it to project a video image on landscape. And we want a view of your face and the screen as the picture in the bottom right-hand corner of the slide shows. We can see both the profile of the individual and part of the screen. It is important that you get the positioning of the phone correct. Therefore, we may spend some time with you on the morning of the assessment to help you to get the phone set up into the appropriate position. Now let's take a look at getting prepared for the exam. You will take your exam on the Snap platform. Therefore, it's important that you know your Snap account login and familiarise yourself with the way the questions are presented in Snap. Either a mock or practice assessment will be emailed to you in advance of the assessment. Please take the opportunity to run through the assessment features. You can navigate through the questions by clicking on Skip Question. This moves you through all the questions without having to answer. You can move backwards by clicking on Previous. To enter your answers, you will need to click on Save and Next to access the next question. After you have completed all of your questions, you need to click on Review and Submit. This will give you a final chance to look at all your questions and check them on the screen. Any unanswered questions will be shaded red. When you are happy with your answers, click on Submit. You will be asked if you are sure you want to do this. Please click Yes. Please be mindful that you will need to access your university email account on the day in order to receive the assessment link. You can also alter your font size within Snap by going into your profile, clicking on View Profile. A box will come up with information in it with your name and the accessibility font size you're currently set at. To make it larger, simply click on the radio button. On the day of the assessment, you will be emailed through an assessment link. Clicking on this link will take you to a window similar to the one that is demonstrated on this screen. It's important that you don't click on Start Assessment. When until the invigilator instructs you to do so. Only click on Start once you have been instructed. When you get in, you can look at the questions by clicking on Skip Question. This will allow you to navigate through without actually having to put any answers in. You can go forward and backward using the previous button or the skip button. Once you're ready to start, you can put your answer into the box and then click Save and Submit. You will need to work through the questions using the same method, putting the answer in, and then clicking Save and Submit. Once you are finished, you should click on Review and Submit. This will bring up a screen which has all of the questions that you have answered and the answers that you have provided. Ones in red will appear if you have not yet provided an answer. In this particular instance, I'm going to go back into question 5, fill in the answer, and then try and submit again. This message prompts me to save before I'm able to submit. So I'm going to review my questions again. Now I've got 5 questions, and I'm going to submit. So you must submit at the end. The screen will ask you to confirm you are happy that you want to submit. Please click Yes. Now we'll look at items you'll need. You'll be asked on the day to show your student ID. It's important that you have this with you. You will need a mobile phone capable of video call and a power source, as the conference call needs to last over 2 hours. A laptop, a computer or MacBook to take the assessment on. Some loose paper, not a notepad with any written notes in, and a pen or pencil. If taking the NMP exam, you are also permitted to bring in a paper copy of the BNF. How it will work on the day. On the day of the exam, an assessment link will be sent to your email approximately 30 minutes before the assessment is due to take place. You will also be sent a link to a video call on your phone. We will ask you to dial into it at a specific time where you will be set up and taken through the invigilation checks. When you dial in, you will be greeted by an invigilator. However, they may have a number of students to set up, so it could be possible that you will need to wait 10 minutes either before you are set up or after. The invigilator will do a 360-degree sweep of the room. You will be talked through this on the day of the assessment. A notice will be read out to you before you are able to commence with the exam. If you need a bathroom visit during the exam, you need to type into the messages part in the conference call bathroom, and this will indicate to the invigilator if you are absent from the screen that you have gone. You do not have to wait and request position. Please just type in bathroom into the messages section. If you need to talk to an invigilator, please say your name first and then support request. And finally, we'll look at the rules of the online exam. So first of all, your room should be quiet and free from interruptions, although we do appreciate that in some circumstances there will be some background noise, and sometimes, particularly when working from home or taking the exam from home, there may well be children in the background. Your phone should be on silent and notifications should be switched off because they could potentially distract you. You are only permitted to leave the room for the toilet, and you must follow the protocol by typing in the messages function, toilet break. If your phone loses power, as it's not plugged into a power source, you may need to reset. If you lose connection due to Wi-Fi, an assessment will be made by your invigilator. You must only click on Start Assessment after the invigilator instructs you to do so, and you must not click off the snap window. This is very important. We will be tracking you online, and we will monitor the mouse movements, so it's very important that you stay on the snap window. An invigilator will prompt you if they see you moving off. So let's take a look at the key points from the presentation. Firstly, it's really important that you complete a trial video call to make sure that you can dial in and access the technology. It's useful to undertake the mock or practice assessment so you understand how to navigate around Snap. You should have your student ID badge ready, have your loose paper, pens, calculator to hand, if that is what's required, BNF adult, child. Your phone should be plugged into a power supply. And if there is any technical queries at all as a result of this presentation, please email ian.mountain@hecooperative.co.uk, or if it's a general inquiry about the exam process, please email myself, joanna.tate@hecooperative.co.uk. But if it's a specific query about the exam content or anything to do with the university, you will need to talk to your programme